Alrighty, I'm back. It has been a hot minute. I have been busy IRL trying to fix my sleeping schedule. Let's see. Anywho. Got an egg to hats. If I remember correctly, we're down here training Rayquaza and Scyther. Scyther's a new catcher Pokemon because you can get False Swipe. Very, very useful at catching stuff. And I might give him. I do have Rayquaza for fly. Anywho, we lost Rotini, very sad. Kingdom's got Dragon Dance. Hi. I was actually considering like long term. What do we do here? Let's see. This button? No. Yep. Let's speed this up. Anywho, what to do? They're like I'm happy with Kingdra, but some of my teammates, I don't know. It doesn't feel very balanced. I have to check the items. It's been a while, and I don't remember everything. I assume Scyther or Rayquaza have the EXP share. Okay, EXP shares on Scyther right now, and Lucky Egg for everyone else. Alright. And I'm guessing Kingdra is. Yeah. We got Surf Twister, Ice Beam, Dragon Dance, Discharge, Grass Knot, Hype, Flying Uproar, Psyduck, Settle Ball, Energy Ball, Calm Mind, and then Fly, Earthquake, Grunts, Hyper Voice. Need to get him Outrage. And down here looking for Rayquaza, which is probably going to be a bit. Anywho, last couple weeks I've been making a shit ton of homemade pasta, which takes some time. uh, I was doing this homemade pulled pasta. I speak probably most effective. I'm doing this homemade pulled pasta, like hand pulled noodles, and I made like sort of broths with based sort of off of some like a faux style bone broth. Used the rack of ribs for the meat. It was good. Um, the only problem with it is I was hand pulling a lot of noodles, and there is like a fresh noodle, so I had to constantly be making noodles and pulling noodles like every fucking day, and it was like a lot. And I was like, okay, screw this. That's a lot of because like I made homemade dough like 4 times, and it's like, I eventually decided, you know what? If I'm gonna go to all this work, I might as well make one of the better homemade pastas. So I made tortellini, and eventually made some what do you call them? The other stuffed one, the uh, what is his name? Stuffed pasta, usually like a circle or square style. The more common one. I don't know, my brain's not working. Too much brain damage. Words escaping me. Anywho. Did like a cheese and spinach filling. Like boiled a ton of spinach and then ran it through like a immersion blender to like get it turned into a little like paste. And then mix that with a little bit of cream cheese, some ricotta, parmesan, and queso fresco, and put it in like a piping bag. Then made a ton of homemade egg pasta for the tortellini. Uh, Spent forever like working it to work in some gluten until it was just right, and letting it rest every like work it for about 10 minutes, rest for 30, and then roll it out as super, super, super thin. Then use a pizza cutter, cut it all into squares. Do all the edges, brush them down with some water, and then pipe in the filling in the center and fold them over into a triangle. And then fold that into a tortellini. The only problem with that is that took a shit ton of time too. But I could make the pasta in one big, uh, session, right? And then boil it, and then put it in the fridge with a little bit of oil to help keep the noodles from sticking. And then I had the sauce, I had the meat. Did a sort of marinara chicken sauce, which is just basically an Alfredo sauce with tomato in it. And it was really, really good. One of the best pasta I've ever had in my life, ever made in my life. Like, way better than what you get at, like, fucking, um, Olive Garden or whatever. The only negative is it was a lot of work, and I ended up making tortellini over several days, and then the last day I made the okay, fuck, what's it called? Come on, what's it called? Internet is being slow. Clicking on it. Ravioli. That is the word, ravioli. So I made some ravioli shaped instead of tortellini shaped. And the reason for that is because at the very, very end, I was like, okay, there's so many days in between the first batch and the last batch that I was like, let's make it a different shape so it's easier to tell them apart, right? So that we could finish all the earlier batch and then eat the ravioli. Same filling. Good shit. Made like a rotisserie style chickens, was actually did today too. Only took a lot of chicken off the bone and cooked some Italian sauces from a local place that, Italian groceries. They make their own sausage. Real good stuff. Baked it in the oven so that it could get cooked but also get a lot of good color on it. And then let it sit until it fully cools and sliced into thin slices. Then made the sauce. I took some ton of onions and slow cooked them for like, normally I do at least 24 hours. I think this time I did it shorter because I didn't have a lot of time. I did it for like 14 hours or something. So you need to add enough liquid to make sure that it doesn't dry out and burn, because you can't burn onions or anything really when it's in a liquid. That will prevent it from burning. And the slow cooker prevents all the liquid from boiling off, and you just cook it for a very long time. Sort of like if you're making black garlic, you end up with black onions, where they're cooked until a lot of the like hydrocarbons and whatever inside of them start to break down into, and the sort of, well, technically it's a poison. The poison that gives onion and garlic is sort of like pungent smell and taste, makes your eyes, weep. That sort of breaks down completely. So you can eat like a whole handful of onions, right? And it just tastes really sweet and savory, and is like, it's not too oniony, right? Because it just breaks down, and it changes the flavor. It's sort of like having like a really, really good French onion soup where they've cooked the onions for an hour or more. It's sort of like that, only it's significantly more than an hour, and it's just really good. Normally I add a little bit of bouillon powder, and I add some a little bit of soy sauce, paprika, salt, black pepper, and enough water, like couple cups of water, because there's going to be a lot of moisture in the onions itself. and how much water depends on how much leakage you have from your slow cooker. Mine leaks a lot. It's not very well sealed. So if you have a very good sealed one, or like a pressure cooker, I mean, pressure cooker, you could probably do it with pressure cooker, and you could do it quicker. I don't really like using the pressure cooker. I have one, but I know lots of stuff can go wrong with it if you don't do everything right, and I rather just not fuck around with that and spend more time and do it the slow way. And I tend to like the flavors better when I'm doing it like really long slow cook times. It takes more time, but like you don't have to be there watching it the whole time, you know? Anywho, got the onions and essentially got what's basically a very nice vegetable uh, broth, right? Which I then use as part of the Alfredo sauce. Lots of Alfredo sauces you use some sort of chicken or vegetable broth in it, as well as milk, and then you'll make a roux with like a flour and butter or some sort of grease. Butter is usually the one used, and so made a roux, toasted up some garlic, and I had a ton of green onions that I sliced up, separated the whites and the greens, the root, the white bits. I sautéed with the garlic first the green onions, and then eventually added the garlic, then some tomato paste, a little bit of cooking wine, then added chicken broth. Well, actually, no, then I added the flour, right? So cook the flour with all the butter that I used to cook all the veggies. Then eventually added chicken broth, some milk, and made a thick broth, settled parmesan. Eventually ended up with this Alfredo sauce that's only plus tomato. Really good. Then threw in a ton of chicken and the sliced sausage and that, add a little bit more fat. And this, so good. Threw in like a whole half a pound of parmesan. Melted in. Anywho, that was great. Finished that, but I made like a ton of that. But it was a lot of work making pasta. Multiple batches. Like I'd spend like hours and hours a day and get like, you know, maybe a pound or two of like cooked, finished tortellini. But I got much quicker at it. Like the first batch versus the last batch. Last batch I did it in about half as much time per stuffed pasta. Like including rolling and everything else. This is like it's just so much better at it by the time I was done than when I started. Good learning experience. A lot of time was wasted at just being not very good at it. But you know, everyone's not good at it till you figure it out. Don't be afraid to suck at something. Kind of have to do that to get good at it. Anywho, made a ton of that. It was really fucking good. But it took a lot of time, and then it took a lot of time doing the other hand-pulled pasta. And it's more like a Chinese, like Jin style noodles, which I'm probably not saying right. And this didn't have a whole lot of time to do Pokemon. But now I'm doing something a bit easier. Yes, hash browns, rotisserie chicken, buffalo sauce, cheese, onions in the hash browns. Anywho, I'm trying to conserve PP here, and not by not fighting every single Pokemon, because Rayquazas give me like 2 to 3,000 EXP per Rayquaza. While if I took out this Parcheesi, I'd probably get like a couple hundred, right? Rhydon maybe like 5 to 800. Fiona is only like 3 or 4. It's like, it's not a lot of EXP, and if I'm constantly fighting every single Pokemon and using them all my PV, I have to go back and heal. It's a long way to get here. Meanwhile, basically every Rayquaza, like every 1 to 2 Rayquaza, I'm going up a level. So it's like, they're not the most common encounter, but it's enough EXP that's worth fighting them. That's sort of the strat. Like some places you just grind everything, but that's sort of like needs to be somewhere where you can find good ways to grind. But like, where am I gonna grind? Right? I'm gonna consistently find Pokemon that give lots and lots of EXP. Maybe I could go up where and fight the king where I caught Kingdra. Kingdras give decent EXP, but it's not nearly as much as Rayquaza. But there's some other stuff there besides the Kingdras. Yeah, it's like, look at this. Right? We're getting 1,000 for Kingdra and 1,200 for Scyther. So that's 2,200 EXP. It's nuts. For the 30s, levels, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't like a level 50 or level 70. It's like, it's fucking 30s. Crazy. Anyway. Hello, pick up. I think, like, where else could I grind? You know? So sad about losing that Dragonair. Man, I'd have loved to get a good Dragonite. That'd have been amazing. Dragon Dance, Outrage. Like, he would have been great. Now what do I got? Who's gonna be my waterfall user? Like, I don't really want to go physical Kingdra. This one is much better as a special attacker. I do love physical Kingdra better than special attacker Kingdra, but this particular one would be better as a special. Right, hello. $32. Down to only a couple ice beams left. Anywho. If anyone's watching this and has a good idea of where I should grind, and remember, this is a randomized Pokemon Nuzlocke. All the location spawns have been changed. Hit me up. With 7 badges in. Also, if you want to nickname anything, just put it in the comments. With in hindsight, I should probably have checked the comments before hitting record here. There might have been like some comment saying, hey, nickname this, that I haven't seen in the last couple days. If so, sorry, I'll get them next time. I'll check when I upload this. And I should be recording more often now that I'm not spending like basically a full-time job making pasta from scratch. But, you know, nice skill to have. Take some fairly cheap, you know, water and flour and make really, really expensive pasta. Like, really, I live in America, and in some places in America you can get really good, like, Asian style noodles fairly cheap. I currently cannot. It's really frustrating. Now rhyme. And, like, stuffed tortellini is like, what, within like $10, $20 a pound or something like that for like good homemade stuffed tortellini that's like fresh and not like frozen. If I can even find them at all. That's like just for the noodle. Like if I want to go to like a fancy restaurant that like makes this to sell this, like one, it'd be really hard to fucking find. Probably end up paying like $50 a plate or $100 a plate or something stupid. Which, I mean, I understand. Like, you have to do handmade noodles. There's a lot of labor involved with making tortellini. Because you need to stuff them. You're stuffing them with stuff that's not, self-stable, right? It's not just like a normal dried noodle. So you gotta make homemade pasta. You have to hand stuff them with individual people doing it, and that's a lot of labor. It's a lot of time involved. It's gotta be expensive, or unless you do it yourself. Kind of like sushi, you know. It's like it's not that the individual ingredients are that expensive. It's that like the time involved is like per roll is significant. You gotta do it on site by hand. Individual has to know what they're doing. It's different for each fish. Some fish you need to like slightly cook them, or like pour old boiling water over them and then put them in something cold to stop them from cooking or whatever, right? Or brine them or freeze them for a certain amount of time. Or, like do various things to make sure you don't get parasites. And it differs from each fish and what parasites they could have. Harder with fresh water with salt because we're not sea-based creatures. Not we're land-based, and we drink fresh water. We don't drink salt water, so there's not a lot of cross between the saltwater parasites and humans. This. Anywho, probably gonna be grinding down here a bit. Need to get Rayquaza and Scyther up to a level where they're like respectable. I think after this, I might do Pokemon Infinite Fusion and do randomize it because I liked Pokemon Infinite Fusion, and that could be a fun one to do. It's been a while since I played it. There's probably been updates, and I've never like after beating the Elite Four in like the starter area, I never went to the next area to fight whoever. Right, like the first Elite Four gyms, like I think you start in Kanto, I think, or something, and then you go into the next region. I never went to the next region when I played it. Because I was playing it with like with Elise and Sam, the YouTubers. They did a playthrough. They only got so far, and then I don't know. They fucked it up, or they replaced the computer or something. I don't remember the details. And that run died, so I was sort of lost interest a bit around then. Because like I already beat it. It was a nuzlocke challenge, and I kind of felt like I did the thing. But in hindsight, there's probably a lot of stuff to do after that. It just didn't feel very challenging after a certain point. But each nuzlocke's different. Early part's definitely the hardest. Pikachu. I think once Kingdom runs out of ice beams, I'll get out of here. Maybe try do this somewhere else. Cause like this is kind of boring. I should probably swap XP Third to Rayquaza too, because if I can get Rayquaza using the Lucky Egg somewhere, that'll probably be more ideal. Alright, item, give, Lucky Egg. Item, give, okay, this would be under E. Also, this egg should hatch pretty soon. Make life a bit easier. Yeah. Think about it though. There's Rayquaza here. That's like the level, what was it, 20 something Rayquaza I found elsewhere. Got two Rayquaza spawns. What are the odds? I don't even remember where I caught them. But did I get them gifted? I don't remember. Was he one of those, like, here's your Lapras type stuff? I don't remember, it's been weeks. Anywho. What else has been going on? Lots and lots and lots of sword IDs. I have way too many to remember. Pop this up, maybe scroll through a few while I'm doing this to be like, yo, this one was interesting. But, a lot of them aren't. I mean, I've ID'd like thousands of briquettes, or various model bayonets, or like the Chassapot, where they made like 8 million of them. There's a lot of stuff where I've just like ID'd a billion times over. You know. Let's see. Let's try to remember what has been interesting in the Sword ID world. That's kind of boring. U.S. Model 1850, Civil War era. I've got one on my wall. I've ID'd thousands of them. Nothing too interesting about that one other than it's had some repair, which is pretty, usual. The shark green on the grip tends to come off over time if you're too rough with it, if you don't take good care of it. It's basically leather created from ray skin, like the bottom part of the skin, and sometimes sharks, but it's usually rays, not sharks. It's very, very thin leather. It's very hard leather, and it feels like sandpaper. And it can dry out. When it dries out, it becomes brittle, like all leather. And it's this very, very thin. It's not super strong. It's strong in some ways. It's resistant to being pierced more so than, but it can be torn really easy, and you can get abrasives through it, or something sharp hits it, or like a belt buckle or whatever, and it's like it can tear fairly easily, especially after a long period of time and it gets old. And it can dry out a lot easier than a lot of other types of leather. So it's very common to see damage to the shagreen. Mine has shagreen not in good condition. And it had its wire replaced, which comes along with the shagreen. A lot of times the wire grip gets damaged. It's very thin. I use 0.6 millimeter wire when replacing the wire in the grips. That's fairly close to what the originals would have been, and I have quite a few of them. So it's like I'm comparing it. You know what I mean? Like I have the original wire to look at and compare with, and it looks like it had some minor repairs, but other than that, that's about it. It was a very, very fancy French court sword. So think royal court, not like judicial court. The thing is, it's in really bad condition. Triangular blades, a hollow ground. So normally you think about a sword, you think it's like, oh, single edge or double edge, like flat on either side. Sharp, right? Triangular blades are made for thrusting. There is no edge, per se, or there kind of is, but there's three of them, and they're not very sharp. Okay, let's fucking. That was the bicycle. Forgetting the buttons. Anywho, so triangular blades. The good part about them is they're extremely stiff. Like, okay, your frisk, whatever. You can die. So they're very stiff, which is good. They're very light for how stiff they are, which is good. The negative side of them is they're very bad at cutting. It's basically worst case scenario for cutting. Um, and, but, you know, they get the job done. Hey, no, you don't have fly, you have fly. Alright, so I haven't been to this city yet. Sure. Like, where's a good place to train Red Plaza? I'm getting bored of the dungeon. I like to find somewhere I could fight more often. Feel a little less boring. That one, yes. Okay, that's the gym. I could check here. I think there are Kingers here. Kingers give decent XP. Okay, that's level 19. It's kind of low. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Maybe I should try the grass here. Probably is. Metagross, that could not be bad, but that one's a bit high of a level for Rayquaza for now. But pretty soon, a couple more levels, he'll be able to take it out with Earthquake. Metagross does have a hit decently hard. Ooh, bullet punch too. Priority. Anywho. Yeah. Alright, no, I want you for now. Yeah, Rayquaza a few more levels. Maybe Rayquaza could be Pokemon number 2. Maybe like Rayquaza and Sundurus. Earthquake. They can probably Energy Ball. Actually, no. Let's do that. Alright. Discharge will fuck up Gardevoir, so this is probably the smart way to go. The problem with Discharge is I don't really have any good electric immune Pokemon to use with Sundurus, so I can discharge freely. That's kind of sad. Apparently did practically nothing. Time's it. Anywho. Maybe Swiss View. And Rayquaza could Earthquake with Abandon. I was kind of worried, like, maybe level-wise, because I'm gonna get hurt. I can always fly if I need to. Oh, Lucky Tongue didn't die. Alright. Okay, hit Eevee, hit Eevee. Yes. Alright, and then EQ will take out Lucky Tongue. Alright. That was not a whole lot of EXP. This will be better. Minchino is kind of worrisome because you could do multi-hit attacks that could fuck up Rayquaza. So I'm thinking I will switch out Rayquaza. Gunner could use EXP, but he's not super bulky. I think it's not going to be a problem. Enough of a level difference. You'll be able to one-shot Minchino. Okay, Minchino got up 50-50. Okay. Well, abundance of caution. Level 28. I don't know. This place doesn't feel like it. My Kingdomers are too low level. I'm trying to remember, like, maybe I just stuck going right. Found some area in the grass. Oh, what do we got? Dino! Level 32. So, I guess you're gonna resist it as a dragon, but it hits hard. Paralyzed. Ooh. Dino wasn't worth the EXP. Major trap, or that should be enough. Slide multi-hit, that'd do it, but then you have to wait. Alright, let's see. So, front sword, very interesting grip, not great condition. Didn't get any blade photos, kind of sad. Used for as a dress sword. Theoretically, it's a dueling sword, right? So small swords were created as a replacement of the rapier for duels, right? And wearing a small sword was a sign that you were a man of honor willing to fight to defend your honor or the honor of someone else or whatever, right? Big dueling culture in France back in the day. In practice, that was extremely rare by this period. It was like extremely rare. Um, didn't really see a lot of people actually doing it. It did become illegal. Making it illegal didn't really change anything. I want you swap this guard. Guard needs XP more, and we're not doing double battles over here. Anywho. So probably was never used in a duel. Almost certainly was never used in a duel. You're more likely to have like fill in the blank sword used by pirates than was used in a duel for in a lot of cases. Um, what is this? I feel like I crossed this already. Avoid on weekends. Well, it's the weekend. What's going on? Okay, fling guy. Okay. Probably fought somebody there already. Now, energy ball will kill ya. Easy peasy. What else have I ID'd lately that's fun? That's boring. I skipped that. You have no images. Great. Lots of fakes. Lots of boring stuff. Okay, what route is this? This is Route 9. Alright. Route 9. Have I caught anything at Route 9? What is this? This building have a PC? To a market? Oh, wait. The people doing poke battles in the market. What? 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 That's surprising. Alright. Wayload special attacker usually. Although I might have mixed moveset. I'm gonna call mine up. I don't think one energy ball will kill it. It has a lot of HP. Water spout. That's fine. Ah. So I have like 100 or so antiques, mostly swords, lots of bayonets, swords, etc. Um, and back in the day, every single day I would look online at various places, and it's been at least an hour, like half an hour a day, usually closer to an hour or more, sometimes multiple hours, looking for stuff that's real but also fairly cheap. And I look at a lot of places like eBay or Craigslist where it's like, if you don't really know your shit, there's a very good odds you're getting scammed because most of the stuff on those sites are fakes. So by being able to like scroll through it all and figure out what is good, what is bad, what is worth it, and by being able to do that myself, I could find good deals that hopefully other people wouldn't find because there's just so many things. Um, yeah, I don't think I want any of this. Like maybe I already have some new milk. There's like TM somewhere. Heyo. What do you got? Not useful. That's what's kind of useful. Okay. Sure. Someone will buy them. This is a bug. This is bug abuse. But it's only bug abuse if I find someone willing to buy them. In which case, it is definitely bug abuse. But I'm okay with it. Sure, give me a few more of those. I might use them. Oops. Let's see. Shed cell. How many have to post? Okay, two more. Lepa. Oh yes, Lepa is essentially an Esser. You know, at this price, I might as well buy like a ton, because and then not have to worry about PP if I'm like in a dungeon somewhere. Alright, so basically the same as an Esser, but cheaper. TNs, what do we got? Hyper Beam, Giga Impact. I don't want either of those. Hyper Beam, you have to recharge. Giga Impact. You have to recharge with Giga Impact, or is it recoil? Let's check. Bulbapedia. Giga Impact. One of those two. I never used it. 150 power. Yeah, you have to recharge, same as Hyper Beam. Okay. So, I never liked that aspect of it, like, that made it completely useless in, competitive, because being forced to recharge and essentially giving your opponent a free turn to do whatever is extremely risky. So, it was sort of frowned, the use of it was frowned upon in, competitive Pokemon, so I was never a big fan. It's because I spent so much time doing competitive. That is actually useful. Okay. Because essentially a full heal and a castle cone are the same fucking thing, the only difference is price. And there's somebody who'll buy castle cones. Isn't there? That's Ball the Fun. I have done. Maybe. Where was the person buying castle cones? Let's try to remember this. Maybe try a city? I don't know. It was not this city. Okay. It was. Oh, where was it? You gotta fly too, right? Yeah. Was it? Here? Maybe? I feel like it might have been here to the left. Yes, yes, yes. Was it you? What is one in here? You, right? Um, this is not in alphabetical order. Okay, yeah. I bought it for 100. You pay 2,000. Okay. So this feels like a money exploit. But you know what? There's no, like, no good way to refight trainers in this stupid version, like, Pokemon game. Like VS Seeker in previous gens, that was great. Or just like over time they just decide that you can fight them again. that worked. For this, it's like, no, no, no. They have to call you. You have to answer the call. And then you have to go track down that specific person. At least it shows you on the map. If you look at the map and find them. Yeah, it's like, it's annoying. Money is not really that important here, other than it's preventing me from getting certain TMs that I want. And Pokeballs and such. So I'm fine with this. I don't care. The challenge is fighting battles and not dying ever. And this is a better alternative to trying to like use a Meowth and Payday and grind for hours. Or using Amulet Coin and getting less EXP. Was at this point it's like meh. I wonder. Pokemon Black and PC buys pearls. Icarus City Pokemon Center according to AI overview. And I don't know where to buy pearl necklaces. I'll find out. I have to go get some more capsule cones. You can get, what is it, one per day on, what is it, Friday, Saturday, something like that, or Tuesday, I don't remember. I think it was Tuesday. Ugh. Randomized items. I've got to remember where to buy the TMs. I do not remember where to buy the TMs. Let's go to every Pokemon Center until I find them all. I remember there's somewhere that was selling like lots of like rainy day and funny day and all that stuff, the weather stuff. I was like, I should probably get this. I didn't want to waste the money. Instead, I become an ice cream merchant. The merchant of ice cream. That's fine. Okay. Was it Icarus? Which one's Icarus? Was it this one or was this one? Although, I'm not sure this is even the right city. Maybe. The U? Okay. Under P for Pearl. Probably under, yeah, stuff you can't sell. Where are you? Like at the top? Yes. Alright. Well, this is giving me a lot more money per click. Finally buy all the stupid TMs. Now I have to go buy some more castle accounts. I wonder what is, like, once you get to 7 figures, does the game even let you get there? I'm just gonna, I don't know. Will it stop at 99999? Man, I'm actually curious. In Pokemon Coliseum, the timer stops at 9999. You can't get above, what is it? Was it above 100 hours or above 1,000? One of those two. And I remember I had it stuck at max time for a very long time. Played a lot of Coliseum back in the day. And, I don't know, I think it was like XD Gale of Darkness or something like that. One of them. There's like 2 of them. I don't remember if it's which of them was like the Shadow Pokemon, and there was like a Espeon and an Umbreon. Everything's double battles. Love double battles. Anyway. This is just like so shady. Some random kid shows up and like, here is $1 million in pearl strings. Please give me money. I wonder. What? Was this guy buy the relic shit? Maybe. And like, from what he says, adorable ore. Like, pearls aren't ore. You get them from like fucking clams and shit. They're organic. It's the same stuff the shells are made out of. It's essentially a mistake. They're trying to like build up their shell, and it accidentally builds around a piece of sand, and boom, you have a pearl. Oh, you became a millionaire in Pokemon. Yes, yes, we have the title. Becoming a Pokemon millionaire. Uh, it works. It's probably way more money than I need. Alright. Okay, you don't have TMs. You have TMs, yes. Alright, Sunder. That's what I wanted. Alright, let's see. Where are the other TMs? I just want to have all the TMs, just in case I need one. I don't think I'm going to use most of them, but I just want to have it. Like, am I going to use Hail? No, but I want to have it. Sandstorm, maybe. It's useful for some Sandstream Pokemon, but the problem is, you generally want a team where multiple people are using that in order for it to make sense. I don't have that. I'm not going to have that. So, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense with this team. You don't have... you fly. I don't know why this egg ain't hatching yet. Could be. In a lot of older games, step-based. I don't know what it's based off in this version of the game. I haven't looked it up. What? Fuck. Light screen. Come on. Increasing text speed is great for not having to sit through every single fucking NPC, go on 1,000 years about everything. But it makes a lot of misclicks. was another TM merchant somewhere. Besides the store that had like Hyper Beam and Giga Impact, which I'm never gonna use. You know. Actually, should I buy some mushrooms in case there's someone who wants to buy them? Probably not. More waters are nice. Why not? Ross is the burn heal one. Alrighty. Hello. Much more. Bye. Last city. I mean, I guess I can train Republic just by fighting trainers, give me XP Sarah. Thing I don't like about it is it feels a bit less safe. Do I have... Yes. What's an Enigma? Okay, It feels less safe because I don't have as many Pokemon to swap to if needed. Because I have that stupid egg. I'm not happy about. But I can't really do anything about that. You know? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what's the call to action here? Fracture. Mold break. Ooh. Every time you kill something, your attack set goes up. There was attack. Yeah. Give up on rest. You are not arrested. Resto Chester. Alrighty. Porygon! Love Porygon. Watching an episode of the WANSO lately, Linus Tech Tips, and they're like, what the fuck's a Porygon? And everyone's like, how could you not know Porygon? It's so amazing. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. I spent thousands of hours in Pokemon MMO trying to become wealthy so I could get a shiny Porygon, and I did. And it was great. I love Porygon. And then I quit the game. I feel like at some point I should go back, but the problem is I forgot my login. Whoops. Whoops. Which is, you know, annoying. So, not a whole lot of progress. But, become a millionaire. Info. Oh, it's a Viper, or Spirit, that's gonna be decent. EXP. Leaf Storm from those. Pretty scary. I think they can set up. I can't remember what they set up with. Who are you people? I remember being told that it's like scary here on weekdays or something, right? With you, right? Weekend evenings. So weekend evenings. So I said come back tonight. It's a weekend, right? It's Saturday, I think. So I come back tonight. Well, at least time of recording. See what the fuck is going on that bridge. Alright. Which, it's curious. Stupid TMs I'm never gonna use. I just wanna have them. Forget what TMs I'm missing. Alright, and then buy more. Where are you? Where's the fucking ice cream? Wait, was it not you? Was it this person? Hello? Ice cream! Ice cream! Oh, okay. Where's the fucking ice cream? Thought it was you. Am I blind? No, 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 no. It was you, wasn't it? One of you two? Right? Castle Cone. Yes. Yes. Okay, now I can die happy. I have... I actually... Money's no issue. Nest Ball's great for low-level Pokemon. Yeah. I don't like the idea of fighting inside a store. Because, like, think about it. If you own the store, do you want people to do Pokemon battles in the store? No. You're going to call the police if people get into Pokemon battles inside the store. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? I think if I remember correct, you're a psychic Pokemon. Right? The psychic bat. I'm gonna call mine, but I was like, wait a minute. So, like, think about it. Earthquake, fire blast, like hurricane, like, you're gonna damage the fucking store. This is crazy. Anywho, I gotta use the restroom pretty soon. And, keep up. I think I want to check out that bridge tonight, like IRL nighttime, because right now it's not nighttime. And tonight, I'll go do the bridge. I'll record another episode and see what the fuck's going on that bridge. So, I think this is a good place to end it. Short and sweet-ish. Didn't get a whole lot done, but became a Pokemon millionaire. Thumbnail title. Woo! To be continued. In the meantime, description, my buddy Mel, go subscribe to him on Twitch, watch his stuff. He's great, but he's working a full-time job, doesn't have as much time to do stuff like advertise or put stuff on YouTube. So go give him a follow or something. Don't subscribe to me, so go subscribe to him if you like this. Anywho, sometimes I show up on his streams. See ya.